taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day. While the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor, he was telling you to build your own house.
He
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Sorry about the feedback. I think you can hear me, so I'm just gonna act like you can. Got to get back to my regular setup soon as possible. My sister says she can't hear me. That's what I was trying to correct. Trying to see, can everybody hear me now, because this is my regular setup. Hopefully everyone can. Now I see it on my screen as responding, so hopefully people can hear. Let's see, I have to wait for a response. This is technology. There were some updates yesterday, and it looks like those updates might have jacked up my settings. I don't even know if I need the microphone, because I think I'm going directly through my other setup. If someone can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Yes, we can hear you. Or one of those symbols or whatever. Okay, I'm going to assume that everybody can hear me. Okay. Looks like she said, okay, better. Tonight, I'm just getting in, running. Hopefully, I'll get back on my regular schedule soon. Get back to my regular setup soon also. Right now, we are still testing some different ways of doing things. But the show tonight is called The Next 4 Years for Black People. You know, people want to see my New Jersey. I am Black History. I think that's what we're always talking about. Inauguration is coming up Sunday or something like that. Let's start there. Got a whole list of people that say they will not attend the inaugural lunch. I think Michelle Obama said she's not attending nothing. There's the swearing in ceremony, and I think as presidents, you are obligated to show up to that as a respect thing for the incoming president, even though he's disrespecting the memory of Jimmy Carter, where Biden said the flags would be flown at half-mast for 30 days. Trump said, "To hell with that. I want them up. I want them at full mast, not half-mast. Represent your king." Biden did a speech last night and talked about I always get this word messed up, Anokari or something. It's something like that. Where the people coming into power are basically now just trying to have full control over the whole government situation and basically rule like they kings and queens. You're seeing people that Donald Trump is appointing getting set in front of Congress, and Congress, no matter how much they're like, "You're not qualified, you're not qualified, you're not qualified," people still being pushed through. It is what it is. A couple of years ago, the Republicans were attacking the affirmative action policies of a lot of schools. That was the first sign that they were trying to get rid of this affirmative action. And, those companies that were facing a little scrutiny back then, now they got their balls up because now, okay, our boy back in office, we finna do what we want to do, whatever. DEI has now said that we're not going to hire people based on any type of affirmative action programs. We're going to hire the best qualified candidate. And they get to choose who that best qualified candidate is. It's going to be harder for our children to get jobs. Just know that. Don't be fooled. Don't be deceived. We finna have some problems for the next 4 years as black people in this country. You saw the whole show of the people that he placed in his cabinet. I think there was one black person, and I'm pretty sure he's a Republican that loves licking Trump's boots. That's the only way he made that list. He might be the most qualified person there, but it is what it is. Excuse me. So, just like we did a show a few weeks ago about what does the Project 2025 mean for black communities, it's going to mean a lot. There's actually a document that has been released by the Thurgood Marshall Institute. Sorry about that. The Thurgood Marshall Institute is a 78-page thing that it was released October 3rd, 2024. This is my first time seeing it. But it says, "Attack on our power and dignity." This is directed toward black people and what we are going to have to start doing for the next 4 years to have some type of foothold that the clock isn't turned back to those good old American days that they always talk about. And even with the wildfires, a lot of these Republican people came out and threw dirt on those people. My sister said, "Let me say this, God is in control. He will not allow his people to be messed over. God will have someone up on his behalf, and they will be Republican." Yeah, they gonna speak out. They gonna BS. But as I always say, what are we gonna do? We ain't got time. Ain't nobody got time for Trump. Trump is my 12th president. Lived through them all. None of them have done nothing for black people. Even Obama, even the little things they say, because the difference is, are you giving us what we asked for, or are you giving us what you want us to have? And that's the thing we deal with in this country. And a lot of stuff is slowly being chipped away. The black schools that receive a lot of funding from the government are in deep trouble. If you are caught teaching any of this critical race theory or inviting people like a Dr. Umar or Joy DeGruy or anybody like that on your campus to speak about the issues of black people, you stand a chance of losing your funding. There's been there will be an increase. Here's some of the breakdown of the things. I'm hoping everybody can see this on the screen. With this attack on our power, some of the things are eliminating the policies that ensure equal employment opportunities at the federal level. This, they not trying to let you get these jobs. Yeah, God is in control. We still gonna live, because we living under grace, by His grace anyway. But that doesn't mean you finna have a great, amazing life in this environment that we find ourselves in. The civil rights and things that were fought so hard. We just had Dr. King's birthday yesterday. I don't care when they decide to celebrate it. Yesterday was Dr. King's birthday. And all these things that were fought so hard for with our forefathers are now being chipped away at, and that's what we're talking about. The things that were there for us to be in place will not be there for our children. What is this? Ending the obligations under federal law to administer student discipline and the non-disciplinary action. That basically means corporate punishment may be coming back to your school. Defunding public education and changing student loan policies to privilege wealthier families. Why are all these Negroes getting discounts? Me as a wealthy person, I should not even have to pay. My sister said, I'm just going to watch and see all these things they will eliminate is not going to happen. Yeah, that's what we think. The unfortunate part about politics, Trump didn't become president by accident. The Republican Party planned and dodged all responsibility and accountability by this man and their party to put the devil right back in place. When we did the show in the 2025, it was just a lot of stuff in there, and a lot of it was aimed at taking away things from black people. We can't be fooled on where we live in this country. We should be fully aware that we are behind enemy lines. And every day you wake up and go out in this world, you are going to be faced with this nonsense, especially for the next 4 years. The white president got on TV yesterday and said it's coming. The 2025 project said it's coming. Everybody you see on TV says it's coming, so it's coming. Just like we know God is coming back. Jesus is coming back. We know this for a fact. The devil has his plans too. And the devil is about to implement his plans on a level. So we have to stay prayed up and focus. I'm really not going to be watching the news too much. I already know what it is, so I don't really have to focus on that. What we have to focus on is, what are we going to do as black people? Are we going to find a way to come together ourselves and start demanding some things and getting some things that will actually benefit us? Are we going to allow people to tell us what we can teach our kids? What's acceptable? Are we going to take control of our kids? These are all the things that the questions that I ask daily. Because it's just devious. And, working around lawyers and politicians for years and seeing the way that they operate, nothing happens by accident. Everything is planned out. And it's mostly planned out in our communities because we don't have any control over the communities because most of the funding in our community is coming from outside sources, mostly government sources. The money we spend in our communities, we don't spend it with us, we spend it with them. And it's crazy. I have these discussions all the time. I'm battling UPS right now. It's really not a battle. I just made a decision. I say either you're going to pay me more, or we're just not going to do UPS stuff no more. It's not benefiting me. It's benefiting you, the big multi conglomerate with billions of dollars, wants to shortchange me. Well, I got a choice. Okay, let's see. You give me $125, $140 a month to deal with all your crazy customers, to stop doing my business, to handle your business, and you don't feel it's worthwhile for you to pay me more. Okay, then we stop. So for the rest of the month, I got customers calling me. I said, I hate for you to be in the middle of this, but you're in the middle of it. Like, we hate to be in the middle of politics, but we in the middle of it. We've been the pawns of politics in this country since they put us here. And even though Abraham Lincoln did the whole Emancipation Proclamation, this man clearly said, if I could rejoin the Union without freeing the slaves, I would do that. Every policy and everything we've gone through, by the grace of God, we have been able to survive. But surviving and living is two different things. And we got to get out of this survival mindset of all we gonna do is we gonna pray about it, and God's in control, and that's beautiful, and we love that, and we love the Lord. We got to get to a point of living as a group. Everybody can't be struggling. Everybody can't be struggling and surviving, and everybody else that comes over here prospers and lives. We struggle and survive. They prosper and live. Does it make any sense? Your government sits here and makes deals and plans with other countries. They just a year or so ago, they just extended 385,000 visas to India and the people over there, and they're gonna come here and they're gonna get free housing. They're going to get free education, and then they're going to become the next bosses. Because they slowly trying to phase you out. So when we did the program to others, that's what it means. They bringing in the people that they want to deal with, and those people ain't going to give a damn about your history of slavery and what happened to you in this country. They came to this country for one reason, to assimilate and to build their people up. Not to build you up. God forbid if you get one of these people that as your boss, because they gonna kick you right in your ass, and they ain't gonna care. This is what's happening. This is when I say things are being repealed and put back. We got faith, and we'll be okay. But we got to get out of this mindset of the struggle. I was just reading what my sister's saying, because the setup I'm using now, I have to read from my phone. And that's that these things shall take place. Yep. Hey, it's already forecast. So, what are we gonna worry about? Not too much. Not too much. We talk a lot about our history, but what does our future look like? What does it look like? I mean, and I had to sit down and read these 7 to 8 pages. They're talking about eliminating HUD programs, limiting the black community's ability to build intergenerational wealth by eliminating home ownership assistance programs. Just all these things that everyone knew was in these policies. And yet, because they have convinced everybody to be politically correct, except Trump and his people, they don't have to be politically correct. They have made America great again. Great in the sense where they were raised and how they lived and how they benefited. That's what make America great again means to them. We want to be in control, total control, when the Negro had no rights, and we could say and do and behave any way we want to. So now we get to live in this great America. We get to sit here and digest the nonsense. And I'm just going to say, how deep is the hole? That's my only thing. Because it was already hard enough to have to go work in a corporate environment and deal with the non-diversity from the so-called diversity groups that they had on these jobs. I worked at a place where even the human resource person sued the company for discrimination. How bad does it have to be when your human resource person sues the company? And the human resource person is usually on the side of the company. But now the places like Walmart and who else was on the list? Walmart, Lowell, McDonald's, all these conglomerates have now said, hey, the hell with y'all. We gonna do what we gonna do, and we the billionaires. So when they said who was gonna attend this lunch with Trump, Bezos, Amazon, you ain't about to stop using Amazon. Zuckerberg, you ain't about to stop using Facebook, even though there are alternatives out there. You're not about to stop using it. Who else did they have there? What's the guy over X that gave them all the money? All these people will be sitting right there. The only person that said she ain't going to nothing. It says the former First Lady will she's okay. She's sitting now. She's saying she's going to attend the swearing-in ceremony. No, she said she's not going to attend it. It says the former First Ladies will also attend the swearing-in ceremony, except for Michelle Obama. Michelle said, "I'm not about to sit here and keep digesting this bull crap. They not even giving you little spoons. They giving you big spoons of shit for you to digest. They probably gonna continue to call Michelle Obama names. They called her a monkey and everything. Remember the lady that called Michelle Obama a monkey? She got a great new job. Because they don't take that. You can't call nobody, if you even said something like gay or something, your career is ruined for the rest of your life. But these people can call Michelle Obama a monkey, put a finger in President Obama's face. Oh, this is just, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, everything people do means something. It might mean this little bit, but it might mean this. And we gotta stop making up excuses for these crazy people out here. I look at some of these people like that Rubio. Oh, I'm so disgusted with him. Trump talked about his wife, talked about his kids, said his daddy had something to do with the Kennedy assassination, called him Little Rubio, just disrespected this man like a dog. And this man now is standing right there with him like, it was worth it. I got a cabinet position. But the one thing we know is a third of the angels fell from heaven with Satan. And I always say, you in heaven with God in all his glory, and you allowed yourself to be deceived by Satan and lost your salvation forever. I'm not deceived by who these people are and what they plan to do and what they will do. And we'll have to resist the mark of the beast and we may have to suffer and everything else to get through this, but we'll get through it. Like we got through the other 46 presidents that have ruled this land. What does it mean to us to be black and in this country, never having collectively got to a point where we have overcome, as the song used to say? Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome one day. We should not be afraid. We shall overcome one day. Even Dr. King, toward the end, had to realize what James Baldwin put so eloquently. These people have deceived themselves for so long that they have become moral monsters. And we don't have to become moral monsters, but we're going to have to let our moral values shine more, and we're going to have to defend those moral values more. And we may have to pray a little more. We may have to go against others in our own community, in our own set, that have chosen to deal with the devil, leave with the devil. Because that's a perfect example. The third of the angels that fell from heaven with Satan. Everybody said, but Trump may be he may be the prelude to the Antichrist. Because basically, somebody's supposed to come before him with, well, Trump don't really have no charisma. He's just an ass. But the person supposed like this is supposed to come before the Antichrist shows up. What we gonna do? We just want to keep going to the grave. Got all the faith in the world that the good Christian people are going to remain the good Christian people. But the devil's going to be the devil too. And like I say, I'm not finna put any energy into watching this man on TV or anything. What I will do is watch the policies. I will see what policies that they're trying to push through, and I'll just check off the list as they go down and say, wow, how many of this list were they able to pull off? How many more changes do they make to the voting rights bills? How much more financial damage they do to black institutions? I'm just interested to see, because they're going to do it. They've already done it. It's crazy. But I won't be in attendance at the inauguration, in case anybody cared. I don't plan on watching it. They probably going to put it on all the channels. That probably means I won't be watching TV at all. Because the hypocrisy of this country has said we're going to put a 33-time convicted felon with rape charges, with Epstein, and he paid off another sexual assault, and this country has said that's totally fine. But Ray got caught selling some weed or writing a false check, and he'll be in jail, and his life will be ruined forever. That's what I'm talking about. The BS that we constantly accept and put up with in this country, and act like it's the greatest place on earth. It's the greatest place on earth because we haven't made any other place great for ourselves. I'll leave on this note. The Chinese man said, "You all are the only people that fight to stand in your oppressor." And that's why nobody respects you all around the world. Because we know why we came here. And we came here to build up our own culture and live by our own culture. And the only responsibility given is that we didn't come here by choice. We were forced to be here. We were separated and disconnected from who we are. And we've never been able to reconnect. So we don't have any resources in Africa we can depend on to bring here to help us build. All the countries that are, other countries that are over in Africa, they don't respect those African cultures. They are there to take what they can take. And when you see these stores in your neighborhood, the Asian stores and stuff like that, they don't buy American products. Chinatown ain't buying nothing from America. They getting their stuff shipped from China. We don't have to spend our money. The money we make doesn't have to go back into America like that. We got to pay our taxes, but shit, we gonna get our stuff, our products from China. The Italian restaurants, we may mess around with a few things here, but most of our stuff, when you read the label, you're gonna see it's from Italy. Everybody has these type of resources available to them except us. Because for some strange reason, we act like the devil isn't real and that we not under attack daily. And we still sitting around wearing this smile instead of saying nope, 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 nope. Everybody's got to make decisions in their life and what's best for their life. And sometimes it puts us in some bad positions. Like I say, I had to deal with Google last year. What's little old me gonna do to Google? Nothing. Thank God, made it through that. I'm gonna make it through this thing with the UPS, and I'm gonna keep making it. What are we gonna do though, as a group? I don't see any plans for black people as a group of people. There's a lot of people that say, well, you got to play the political game, but it hasn't worked for us as a whole. And I want to declare that it's working until they say free education for black people. That's the start. Why are we paying for education in a country that killed us for getting education? That's ridiculous. That's what reparations starts to look like. Until they go down the reparations list and choose some things on the reparations list and start putting some stuff toward that for black people. I can tell you what, they will do it one day and it'll be free education, but it's going to be free education for everybody. So the needle doesn't move when we get free education for everybody. You still in the same position. Just like with the DEI stuff now. You can go and get all the education you want. I get to determine, are you the most qualified? And you may take me to court if you got another 3 to 4 years to be in court to prove that you were the most qualified. And the most qualified just doesn't mean that you got the education. The most qualified means, do you fit in this position? Do you fit in with us? Is your mindset the same as our mindset? Are you a Ben Carson? It's that whole thing that you have to change and be somebody else to earn this living and all this type of stuff. I was watching something, an old Damon Wayne clip, and he was speaking. It was a good joke. He speaks about a lot of the black folks that become successful, and then their liberal friends or whatever ask them, well, do you see the racism in this country? And you're forced to say, I really don't see it on the level. I see the injustices of things. I think the country could do a little better. But I realize that the racism is really a distraction to keep me and others away from what we perceive we deserve. But outright racism, no, I don't see that no more. I don't see it the way that they saw it in the 50s and 60s and early 70s. We got opportunities now to get a job and live in your neighborhood and drive the same type of car. And sometimes we may have even more money than you. As long as we good Negroes and we come here and we don't try to buck the system and we don't try to build anything and we don't try to move the needle. Just be good Negroes and America will love you forever. Love, peace, soul. We out of here.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
Do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder you, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them bull clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you won't. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath.